marketers, growth managers, and business owners. You're listening to the Word of Mouth Marketing Podcast by Snowball. It's growth done right. Let's do this.
Hey, I'm really excited to introduce you to Adam Sidorczuk. He's the founder and CEO of Sido Digital. He's an SEO and marketing expert. After getting to know him a little bit, he's going to take us into specific tasks we can do right now to improve our technical SEO and site content. Additionally, he throws in some free tools you can use right away to get started. Plus, if you're looking for SEO help, he warns you of a red flag. If you hear this from somebody, run. You're going to love him, and more importantly, you're going to love the advice he gives. Stay tuned at the end where I distill 3 specific tips from Adam that you can do today to grow your business. So, get comfy, snuggle up with a warm drink, and let's jump in. Welcome to the podcast, Adam. It's good to have you.
Hey, Todd. Thank you for having me.
Hey, help everybody out with the pronunciation of your last name. How close did I get?
Pretty close. It's actually Sidorczuk.
Okay, I won't even try it again. I'll go with what I did and
The listeners will they will decide.
Hey, Adam and I have worked together before, and he's a real SEO expert and a marketing expert. So I wanted to get him in front of our customers so that we could pick his brain for a little bit and learn how to do SEO better. But before we do that, Adam, we want to get to know you a little bit. So help us know a little bit about who you are. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Adam Sidorczuk again. I'm the CEO and founder of a digital marketing agency, Sido Digital. I'm 31 years old and I live in Warsaw, Poland, with my wife. And I've been doing marketing for about 10 years now.
Let's dive into that a little bit. Help us understand what got you to where you're at as part of your marketing journey.
I didn't really study anything marketing related. I have a master's degree in international relations and bachelor's degree in political science. So that's quite far off, but actually my first job that I landed was in the Department of Commerce of Poland. That may sound really cool, but actually the pace of work there was really slow. And I decided that I need something faster, something more exciting, something that resonates with me more. And I sent an email to CD Projekt. That was a company, you may know it from the video game series Witcher. This is the best known Polish game. So I thought, okay, what's the coolest company I can apply to? It's a CD Projekt. So I messaged them and they hired me as an intern in their marketing department. And at that time, it was during the launch of Witcher 3, so their last Witcher game. And it was crazy. It was so exciting because even though I was only working on Polish markets, so on Polish distribution, still, like after every post I put online, I got like millions of people rushing, so happy to hear anything from us. I literally got like poems and love letters from them. They loved the game so much. So you can imagine I fell in love with marketing really quickly. And the reason I chose SEO was that marketing is really broad. So I thought, okay, I need to specialize in one thing at some point. And SEO combines the like hard skills like data with some creativity, with some strategic thinking. And this is something that really gets me going, something that I really like. So that was the official reason. And the unofficial reason was that my marketing department back then was super stressed out, of course, during the launch. And the least stressed out person, the most happy looking, was the SEO guy, actually. So I thought, okay, like as a young professional, I was like where I want to be in like 5 years. So I want to be there. I want to be relaxed, but still enjoying the marketing game. And I moved to SEO. I joined the SEO agency called Magnes in Poland, in Warsaw, Poland. I worked there for 2 years, became senior specialist at that point. I got like 200 clients during those 2 years, so that was a real intense experience with SEO. And then I got hired by Just Eat Takeaway. It's a Dutch company based in Amsterdam. In States, you may know them by the name Grubhub, so the orange food delivery guys. So I moved to Netherlands, to Amsterdam with my girlfriend, and that was super nice. Also, that was one of the best decisions in my professional life as well. And I stayed 4 years there in Just Eat Takeaway. I was responsible for a couple of markets as SEO specialist. And everything went great until Corona hit. So we decided to move back to Poland, but first travel a bit. And during those travels, we lived in Spain for a while. And chilling, surfing in Spain, I thought, okay, I feel the urge to start doing something professional again. And I started my own company, my own freelancing company, so consultancy. And I started looking for clients. And that's the point where the story comes and the Todd comes to the to the stage. So Todd was actually my first ever client as a freelancer. And that gave me a lot of confidence to keep it going, to get new clients, to be confident about what I'm doing in my own company. And then after 2 years of freelancing, I decided, okay, it's time to start to scale. I hired the best Google Ads specialist I could find. I hired an assistant, a content writer, and that's where I am now, running my own small marketing agency, Sido Digital.
First of all, I'm insanely jealous at your awesome journey. So you go from studying international business to becoming an international traveler while doing marketing. You're just the luckiest guy on the planet. But I do have to say, one thing that I've learned, in the years that I've, been into marketing is when you find someone with talent, you work with that person for the rest of your career. And that's what I found when working with you. I was blown away at the level of detail, the level of forethought, just you looking around corners and over delivering and telling our marketing team what we should anticipate for our SEO strategy. So that's why I brought you on here, because you're somebody that I trust with our SEO, and I've done it over and over again with you in the past, and it's because you're so good. So tell us a little bit about Sido Digital.
So our motto is that we are a small team of digital experts committed to your growth. So that really shows that we are staying small, but we want to be really close to the business of our customers. We want to be committed to their growth. What we mean by that is that we really focus on measurable data, on clients' KPIs of their growth, of their business growth as well. Not only on some, I call them vanity metrics like some companies do in SEO. So we really want to be close to the business and to the business goals. And more into details, so we specialize in strategic SEO, which is from the understanding of the business comes the strategy. So we want to understand the ICPs of our customers, their communication, the pain points of their ICPs, and we want to use our SEO strategy together with their broader marketing strategy and vision, and put it together to work as a one machine that can go forward next couple of years and bring them the results they want. So that's the strategic SEO. Then we have technical SEO. I'm kind of a technical nerd a bit, so I love digging into websites, finding those errors, fixing them, seeing the spikes that come out of it. that's what I love. I love data as well. So I think we are very good at tracking, at setting KPIs, at making sure that everything works well in the data world. And the last part is content marketing. So there is this catchphrase in SEO that content is king, which was true 10 years ago and is still correct. So we focus on content a lot as well, on making sure the content is well optimized for SEO, but also it's helpful for the users, for the ICPs, that is in line with the company identity and all that.
That's perfect. You mentioned in there, Adam, a little bit about your ICP. Tell us a little bit about who is your ideal customer.
So I call our ideal customers scale ups. So what I mean by that, scale up is, in my view, is a medium-sized company that is fast growing and that is in this phase of their growth that really needs a lot of fuel, really need to scale up. So we work with scale ups, we work with startups as well, but more in those late stage startups. And with other companies, of course. But our main ICP, I would say at this moment, is a scale up. And we are really strong in some specific industries where we have the most experience. So we decided that we want to specialize even further in those. And those are health tech, ed tech, so education technology, solar and RES, so renewable energy sources, and B2B SaaS. So those are four that we've selected, and we really want to specialize in those.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that. And there's a lot of agencies out there. There's teams out there that do SEO. What really sets your team apart?
So I think as someone who worked in SEO for almost 10 years, before I started my own agency, I hired a lot of agencies myself in my in-house roles. And what I saw often is that the communication was an issue very often with those companies. So they promise you something and then they deliver or not, but they don't communicate it properly. They are not really proactive, so they do what you want from them, but nothing else. And they don't really care about. Maybe they do care, but not enough about the goals of the business. They more care about their metrics that they can show up and show that okay, SEO is working. So I said a lot about what I don't want to do, but what I want to do is the opposite. So I want to be really close with our customers, understand them, understand their challenges, communicate with them often, ask them, be proactive, come up with the ideas myself, come up with recommendations myself, and my team, of course. I want us to be embedded in their team. So if they use Slack, I want to be on Slack. I want to understand what they're doing in marketing right now. What are the new campaigns they are going with soon? So everything that we can use SEO to boost and to combine with their efforts, not to be like the separate silo, but to be embedded in the business.
That's one thing I loved working with you, Adam, was that I really felt like you were part of our team and that you were integrated into our entire strategy. So if we were talking about something on Slack, you would chime in and actually add some input and say, okay, if you're going to open up in this region, these are some things that you need to consider. Or our content strategy, as we would create that, you would always come in and say, let me give you a framework here of some content to consider, so you know the content that your competitors are doing, and so you were always going above and beyond and looking out for our team. So I felt like when we would start that content strategy meeting, we already had a scaffolding to work from. And that's what I was impressed with time after time, was that you were an integral part of the team. You weren't just something that we sent something off to, and then you would complete some tasks and report on that, but you would actually fold that into our wider strategy. Now I want to take that brain of yours and take it to the gym and give it a workout. All right. I want to offer some
Sure.
concrete strategies, some tips that our customers can use right now. So let's get into it. First question is, what is one DIY thing that can be done right now to improve technical SEO?
That's a good one, because technical SEO is my thing, and which I specialize in, and I can, tell you about 10, 20 different things that are super important in my opinion for technical SEO. It's so hard to pick one, and also with a lot of technical SEO things, you need some experience to understand what's really going on there, and you need some tools to really do the proper analysis and get to the bottom of things. But having said that, there are things that you can do yourself, and that are, in my opinion, very important and very universal. So they work for B2C, B2B companies, e-commerce companies. Whatever you do, you should take care of that thing. And the thing I'm speaking about is page speed. So Google and other search engines prefer websites that are fast, that load fast, and you can quite easily improve your page speed with the free tools. Actually, the two tools I can recommend you to use here is Google Page Speed Insights. You can Google it and put your website in there and get a full report with a list of improvements you can make. And the second tool, just for comparison, would be GT Metrics. So I think gtmetrics.com. And there you'll see what slows down your website the most. If it's images, or maybe it's some JavaScript files that you have on your website, or maybe something else that's like pop-up that you have on your website. So you can dig really deep in there. And if you are tech savvy enough, you can try to fix it yourself. If it's not your thing, then you can ask your web dev or a friend with skills to help you fix that. But that will benefit your SEO definitely. And speaking about page speed, I think the most common thing I see in small and medium-sized companies is huge images they use on their websites. So if you are not aware that large images slow down your website because nobody told you before, then it's likely that you just use images from your camera, from whatever, like you don't really check what size they are. And then you end up with several megabytes of images on a single page, which make it so heavy that it loads endlessly. So until we have 7G and the universal super fast internet, I think you should take care of that, definitely.
I think that's such a great insight, because that is something that I think plagues most websites. You've got some junk code on there, or you've got heavy images on there, and it just bogs things down, and that creates a bad experience for Google. If they rank your site highly and then they send people over to your site and then they get a terrible experience, Google doesn't like that, and so they reward those sites that just pop as soon as you tap on your phone or click. And so I think that is a good universal one that people can use all the time. You mentioned earlier in our conversation about content and content strategy. What's something that companies out there, people out there, can do to improve their content?
I think in the content you need to take care of two most important things. So first of them is to speak to the right audience. So the first step would be to identify your target audience. know their pain points, know their struggles, know their needs in general, and try to answer them. Make the content engaging, help them, make it helpful for those people that are your potential customers. So having that in mind, you also need keywords. You also need to be visible on Google. So what I do, I start with understanding the target audience and their problems. Then I go into the keyword research. So the keyword research, you can hire someone to do it for you, or you can try to do it yourself. There are some free tools online. One that comes to my mind is Google Keyword Planner. I haven't used it for a long time because I use paid tools now, but I think it's for free if you have a Google Ads campaign running, even a really small campaign. So sorry if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. And you have some trial tools as well that you can use for free. So do that. Check what your customers are looking for online, what your competitors are also building their content around, and write content about these. So remember about the content to be engaging. Remember to speak to your ICPs, but also about things like formatting. So use bullet points, use quotes, give your content some white space, make it like a nice experience for the user to read and to engage with. And the one thing that Google really pushes lately is for the content to be helpful. So we got like even two, I think, updates lately in Google algorithm that were called helpful updates. And what Google tries to do by that is that make sure that the content you write is not aimed for the robots, for search engines, but it's really for the users and for specific users that are searching for those terms. So what I've noticed is that they really appreciate websites that use some unique perspective of your company, of unique perspective of your customers, insights that nobody else on the internet have, and you can share them. If you have someone, like if you work in medical industry or some specific like scientific area, then make sure that your authors hold some, I don't know, degree or title, or they're known in the industry. Or if you don't have such people on board, then maybe ask them to give you an interview or to review your content and also use them in the content, in the final version. So all of that matters. Think about that. And also, the last thing about content, I can speak a lot about the content because it's so important. But the last thing is to remember that marketing funnel has those three basic stages. So tofu, mofu, and bofu. And if you only focus on bofu, so the bottom of the funnel, where you want to sell to your customers, in most cases it's not effective because this is where the most competition is. All your competitors will aim for the same keywords. It's just crowded in there. So if you are large enough, if you are, if you have enough authority to rank for those keywords, obviously go for it. But otherwise, don't forget about those other stages of the funnel. So not only sell, but also inform your customers, build your reputation, help them. Make sure that they recognize you later when they are ready to do the purchase, that also depends on the purchase process in your industry. So in some industries it's really short. I need something quick, like food delivery. I'm hungry. I need to eat, right? So then you go to bofu. You don't need to write articles why pizza is so tasty. It doesn't make any sense, but you just want to sell. In other industries that need more consideration before the purchase, you need to write a lot of content to convince them, to show them what are the alternatives, to build that idea in their mind, and then when they're ready to buy, they will remember you. So encouraged to take care of those kind of content as well.
I love that answer so much, Adam. In pure Adam, well, as Adam always does, I ask him for one helpful thing, and he gives me a handful of helpful things. So true to form.
Sorry about that.
I love it. I love it. And one thing that I really love that you focused on in your answer was we always have this balance in SEO where we have people and you have robots, right? You've got the Google robots and then you've got people. And sometimes people will want to create their content for robots and they think, wow, then Google will really pay attention. And I love that you shift our gaze away from the robots. Instead, why don't we aim at the same thing that Google's aiming at? And that is helpful, useful content. That's what the robots are aiming at. So rather than chase the robots, chase the thing the robots are aiming at, which is helpful, useful content. And that's why I loved your answer at the very beginning where you said, answer your FAQs from your customers. Make sure you've got content around that. Like start there and then move up the funnel and look at some of that tofu type of content, that top of funnel content. So fantastic answer. I love that. I want my team to listen to that entire answer because I just thought it was so helpful. Okay, last question where I'm picking your brain here, Adam. One thing business owners and marketers need to know about shopping for an SEO partner to make sure they get their money's worth. What's one thing you want them to consider when choosing an SEO partner?
First, I would say it's case studies and references. Obviously, there are some cases when someone is like carte blanche and they didn't do anything, but then you trust them and they are good. Like my story with Todd, my first freelance client. But usually try to find someone that have decent case studies, that have some authority in the area. Speak to them and check if their communication is clear, if they don't try to oversell you some empty promises. Like, I don't know, I spoke to so many SEO companies that promised me like 10 times my traffic within 1 year without even seeing my website. So that is a huge red flag to me, because SEO is a very specific game. So you can be so good at it, you can like spend 20 years doing SEO and still you can't give guarantees, because SEO, and especially in Google, Google search is proprietary tool owned by Alphabet Google. And until that's the case, like you can't guarantee that I will get you X results with X budget. You can do your best. You can show your case studies that you've done that before. But in the end, every case is different and every industry is different. There are some algorithmic changes that can happen in some time, and you can't promise 10 times your traffic. So if someone says that, move away, run. Then I think the performance metrics are super important. So ask them how they measure success, or if they ask you the same, that's a green flag. If they ask you how you measure success, because that means that they want to align on their metrics with yours. On the other hand, if they want to convince you that, hey, like position number 1 for this exotic keyword is so important, no, it's not. Like what really matters in the end, maybe it's nice to have, but what matters in the end is the number of users, the quality of those users. What I mean by that is if they convert really, if they become customers, maybe some engagement metrics, but that all should be in line with your business. If you need more leads, then it should be leads as well. If you need more customers, then customers it is. But yeah, you define metrics and make sure that they understand it and they want to help you get there.
I love that answer. Really looking for people that don't overpromise on things they can't promise, and then making sure that they've got clear metrics for success and that you're all on the same page about those metrics. Fantastic answer. All right. If you stumble into a business owner or a marketer and you've got about 30 seconds and you want to convey to them the most important thing that they can do to improve their marketing game, what would you tell them?
So I need to judge who I'm speaking to first, because if I'm speaking to a large company, then I would say look into technical SEO. Like, it can be like this one thing that you fix and then you go up, up, up. If I'm speaking to a small local company, I would say remember to have Google My Business profile. This is like the one most important thing, in my opinion, for local businesses. I saw companies that get 90% of their revenue from Google My Business profile. So that can really work magic in that case. But one generic thing that I would say to everyone, no matter how big they are, what industry they are, B2B, B2C, is to really focus on their target audience, to identify the ICP, to do the solid keyword research, to combine the ICP and their needs with this keyword research, come up with content strategy, be consistent, and monitor your results. Monitor those KPIs and make sure that you get there.
This has been really helpful, Adam. I appreciate it. My conversation with you over the last few minutes has been exactly like our conversations in the past, where I come in with a lot of experience, I come in with some questions, and you over-deliver. And so thank you for sharing so much from your experience and your expertise with our audience. If somebody wants to reach out to you, Adam, to learn more, what's the best way that they can connect with you?
Yesterday we launched our website, so I invite you all there. Yay! It's sido.digital. So SIDO.digital. You can reach me there or through my LinkedIn profile.
So your LinkedIn profile and sido.digital. So thank you, Adam. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I sure appreciate you taking the time.
All pleasure is mine. Thanks, Todd.
Adam's the best. Now let's take a quick look at 3 concrete tips that he shared. First, improve your site speed. Use free tools like Google Page Speed Insights or GT Metrics to get a breakdown about your page load times. Heavy images, junk code, they're going to slow down your site. Google hates this, and they're not going to rank you very well. These tools create a nice outline list of things you need to correct. Hand this over to your IT person, and they can fix this. Your pages load faster. You start ranking for the keywords that you care about. Second, let's talk site content. Identify your target audience. Understand their pain points and their needs. Then answer each of these pain points. Answer all their questions. Then do keyword research with Google Keyword Planner and see what your customers are looking for and what your competitors are ranking for. From this insight, create content that is both easy to read and insanely helpful. This is the key point. In fact, Google has made recent changes to their algorithm specifically rewarding content that is helpful. Google's been preaching this for a long time. Hey, we're going to reward helpful content, and finally the algorithm is catching up with their promises, and it's actually rewarding content that's useful. Third, if you're shopping for SEO help, watch out for a certain type of person. A person who overpromises and guarantees things like 10x traffic. If you hear someone throwing these promises around, run. They either aren't being honest or they don't know how unpredictable Google can be. That's it. So he shared so much more than this. So go back, listen to Adam again. He knows what he's talking about, and he's got his finger on the pulse of what it takes to grow your business through search engine optimization. I hope you found this helpful, and thanks for joining.
So from us at Snowball, thank you for listening to the Word of Mouth Marketing Podcast. Want to leverage more concrete strategies, real-life examples, and practical tools? Then hit that subscribe button for growth done right.